Niomba tu kwa heshima tuweze kutayarishiwa the eulogy, na ninaomba tu tuweze kupewa Peter Mbogwa ambaye atakaye tusomea. Na naomba tu kwa heshima protocol team muweze kutupatia zile eulogies mahali pale. Naomba Peter Mbogwa, wherever you are. Naomba Peter Mbogwa, wherever you are. Naomba Karango nisaidie microphone there, aweze kutuleta pale tuweze kuendelea. Naomba tuweze kutulia wote kwa hema kubwa, wale wote ambao ni mashabiki, wale wote ambao mpoteza mpendwa wetu, naomba tuweze kutulia sasa, tuweze kuletewa eulogy, tukaweza kujua Betty Bio ni nani, because she is an icon. Peter Mbogwa, if you're ready, nafasi hii ni ya kupokea eulogy. Naomba tuweze kuongozwa mahali pale so that tuweze kuendelea na sana. Peter Mbogwa. Tungependa tuweze kujua ambaye tunamuomboleza mahali hapa ni nani, na tuweze kumfahamu zaidi, ndiposa tunaingia mahali pale. The family is set, we are all here, we have bishops mahali hapa. Everybody, over to you.
Good morning. Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, honorable members of Parliament, members of the bereaved family, guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen. We gathered today to honor the life of a woman who touched many hearts, Beatrice Wairimu Mbogwa, fondly known to us as Betty Bio. Betty was born in 1985 in Jiku Village, Karuri, in Kiambu County. She was the cherished daughter of Joyce Wairimu and the late George Mbogwa Kanyari. Raised in a strong Christian home alongside her siblings and extended family, Betty grew into an obedient, hardworking, and loving young girl. Even as a child, she carried a gentle spirit and a willingness to help wherever she could. Betty began her schooling at St. Joseph Nursery School, later joined Guitar Primary School, and completed her primary education at Mihuti Primary in Nyandarua County. She went on to Riara Secondary School, where she completed her KCSE in 2004. Her desire to grow led her to train as a hairdresser in Kiambu. She studied video and photography at Imara Studios and later pursued journalism under Jogu Wanjoroge, completing her internship at Kameme FM. At the time of her demise, she was studying for a bachelor's degree in theology at Landmark Theological Baptist Seminary at Ridgeways, Nairobi. Betty was a woman who embraced learning and pursued her dreams with determination. Many of us came to know and love Betty through her music. She released her first album, 11th Hour, and went on to produce 4 albums and 7 that ministered deeply to thousands. Her first album, launched at St. Andrews, Nairobi, drew great crowd, proof of how God had lifted her from humble beginnings and used her as a vessel of encouragement. Betty traveled across Kenya and to different nations, touching lives with her voice, her testimony, and her unwavering faith. Through her songs, she remained faithful even in life's darkest moments. Betty was very kind-hearted woman who interacted with fellow artists. She was a committed member and the secretary of Blessed Beautiful Sisters, and also a devoted member and trips and events organizer of Royal Family Club until her demise. Marriage and family. In 2012, Betty met Pastor Kanyari, and together they were blessed with two wonderful children, Sky Victor and Danny Victor. Though their union later came to an end, God continued to guide her steps. In 2021, she found love again and married Hiram Gitau Muthoni, known to many as Tash. They built a beautiful life together in Kenya and occasionally in the United States. Her children and her husband were her joy. Betty was a gifted musician. She was enterprising, generous, and visionary. She completed building her mother's house, a moment celebrated with joyful housewarming in 2016. She also held a memorable homecoming at Karuri Primary School, where forms and shoes to children at Kavbadhi Primary. Betty ventured successfully into marketing, real estate, travel promotion, and beauty products. In 2023, Betty, together with her husband, founded a real estate company dealing in land and homes. She also established Tambua Production, a video and photography studio. Betty always dreamed bigger, reached higher, and worked harder. At the time of her plea, her condition worsened, and she was eventually diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, a condition that affected her blood's ability to clot. She was transferred to Kenyatta National Hospital for specialized care. She leaves behind her beloved children, Sky and Danny, her loving husband, Hiram, her dear mother, Joyce, her mother-in-law, Bishop Hannah Muthoni, her siblings, Irene Wanjiku, Moses Kariuki, John Gugi, in-law Thuo, and his family. To conclude, today, we celebrate a life well lived, a life of faith, courage, music, generosity, and love. God gave us Beatrice Wairimu. We called her Nimori. You call her Betty Bio. And in his perfect wisdom, he has taken her home. May her memory comfort us. May her legacy inspire us. And may her soul rest in peace. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Peter Bogwa. Tumpigie makofi for thank you. That is the eulogy for Betty Bio, ambaye siku hii ya leo tunamwomboleza. Ningependa tuweze kuingia kwa tributes. Nafasi hii ni nzuri, and I pray that we respect Betty Bio by just keeping quiet. Sindio? Angalia mwingine mwambie, just let us respect Betty Bio by just keeping quiet, so that tuweze kuendelea vizuri. Nafasi hii ni nzuri ya tribute, and I want to give it over to Prophet Victor Kanyari. Over to you for the tributes.
Thank you. Sijui kusoma kizungu sana, lakini nang'ang'ana. Amen. My tribute to the mother of our children, Betty Bio. How do I even begin to apologize, Betty? 13 years ago, in the middle of our daily Nairobi hustle, fate allowed our path to cross. I met this ever smiling, tiny, shy young girl who's even the busiest of the days. We connect instantly, and within weeks, we couldn't imagine life apart. We would meet, visit each other, share stories about our dreams, and laugh about our struggle. I still remember the humble small house you lived in, simple, warm, but full of hope. But even then, I could already see the big dream in your eyes. One evening, I invited you for a coffee in one of the biggest big hotel in the city, and the rest is history. I was looking for a wife, a companion, a partner, a dreamer, and that is why within just a few months, we are already living as husband and wife. Hey, kusoma hii kitu. Mungu anisaidie. We conceived our first child so quickly after knowing each other. And that moment changed everything. We realized life had become serious, and we stepped into it together. Before we knew it, we were a parent of 2 charming babies. Every day when I look at our child, I see you. I see your face in our daughter, Beauty, and your spirit and her gentle way. I see myself in her boldness. In Danny, I see my face, but your personality, your softness, your humor, your warmth. That is what love does. It lives through children. It never dies. Hard it is fair share of up and down. I know the love you had for our children spoke volume about how much I mattered in your life. You never denied them a father. You never denied them a father. You never poisoned their heart. Kumaliza na maliza ini ya mwisho. Instead, you centered them in love. I used to joke with you whenever the child visited me, telling you, Mimi ndiyo niko. Of course, it was always a lighter note, because deep down I respected the decision you made when you chose to move on with your life. I remember how we both trended years back. You had your story and I had mine. I'm truly sorry that my brand, my name, and my drama put you through difficult moments. Yet, even after all that, you overcome, and we would still laugh about it, saying your brand grew even bigger despite everything. Betty, you are a hardworking woman, a forgiving soul, a loving mother, friend. Hey. And above all, a woman who loved God with all her heart. You build your life with grace. You raise our children with humility. You forgive more than most people ever could. And you and you showed the world that pain does not have to destroy you. You can use it to fuel, to climb higher. If there is one thing that pained me deeply, it is knowing that I might have failed you in many ways. But today I make a promise. I promise before God, before Spirit, and before our family, I will not fail our lovely children. I will step up. I'll be present for them. I will guide them. I will educate them and make sure they reach where you always wanted. Okay. You may be gone from this world, but you will never be gone from our heart. Your router, your strength, your voice, your dream, they will live in our children forever. Betty, Noathie, Naihenya, rest well, Mama Dani, Mama Sky, rest well, my friend, rest well, until we meet again. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Prophet. You may be seated. God bless you. Tumpigie makofi mazuri, Prophet Kanyari. Thank you so much. At this juncture, I want to